Ethan Ward, one of the most private billionaires in the city, wasn't supposed to walk into a small-town diner that morning. He wasn't supposed to see the waitress bend down, gently hold a spoon to the lips of his disabled mother and whisper, "Take your time, sweetie. You're safe here." He wasn't supposed to witness that level of kindness. But he did. And that one scene would alter two lives forever. The story begins. The morning had barely started when Lily Carter, a 22-year-old waitress with tired eyes but a warm spirit, arrived for her shift at Maple Street Diner. She tied her apron, tucked her pencil behind her ear, and whispered to herself, "Today I'm going to make someone smile, even if life isn't smiling back at me." Her life wasn't easy. Her father was gone. Her mother was bedridden after a stroke. And Lily worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on. But she didn't complain. She believed kindness was free, and free things should be shared. At exactly 9:12 a.m., the door chimed. In came an elderly woman in a wheelchair, pushed by a caretaker who looked exhausted and barely awake. "Table for 2?" Lily asked gently. The caretaker nodded, looking relieved someone finally acknowledged them. But as soon as Lily turned around, the caretaker's phone buzzed. He stepped outside to take the call and never returned. Minutes passed. The elderly woman, frail and trembling, stared at her untouched oatmeal. Lily noticed. She knelt beside her. "Are you hungry, sweetheart?" The woman made a soft sound, struggling to lift her arms. Her body didn't obey her. Lily swallowed a lump in her throat. "Okay," she whispered gently. "Let me help you." She sat beside the woman and slowly began feeding her, patient, warm, unhurried. Diners watched. Some smiled. Some looked away. But one pair of eyes, sharp, gray, observant, stared in stunned silence from a dark corner booth. The man in the corner. Ethan Ward didn't belong in a place like this. He was worth billions, with companies, skyscrapers, and 100 headlines with his name on them. But none of that mattered today, because the woman Lily was feeding was his mother, his real, biological mother, the one he had been separated from because of complicated family decisions, private medical struggles, and the constant pressure of the world watching him. He had hired caretakers. He had arranged the best facility. But today, for reasons fate knew but he didn't, his mom had wandered off unnoticed. And ended up here. Ethan stood, frozen. His mother, once strong and brilliant, now needed help even for a single spoonful of food. But what hit him hardest wasn't her weakness. It was the way Lily touched her shoulder with care, not because she was paid to, not because someone was watching, but because she cared. Ethan's throat burned. He watched Lily wipe oatmeal from the woman's chin, whisper encouragement, smile when the woman managed to swallow, and brush her hair away gently. It shattered something in him. Something he didn't know was fragile. A moment of trust. At one point, the elderly woman looked up at Lily and smiled. It was small,
Crooked, shaky.
but it was real. Ethan hadn't seen his mother smile in months. And Lily didn't even know who she was helping. That was the moment Ethan walked over. Lily noticed the tall man approach, but she didn't flinch. Instead, she continued feeding the woman. "Just a minute," she said softly to him. "I need to help her finish her breakfast. She eats better when she feels calm." Ethan blinked. She wasn't intimidated. She wasn't pretending. She wasn't doing it for credit. She was doing it because someone needed help. And that kindness felt like it hit him in the chest. The reveal. When the meal finally ended, Lily wiped her hands and stood. "I'm sorry, did you need a table?" she asked the billionaire politely. Ethan exhaled shakily. "No," he whispered. "I needed to see this." Lily frowned. "See what?" Ethan stepped closer, voice low. "My mom." Lily's heart jolted. Oh. I didn't know. I just saw she needed help and—" "You did more for her in 20 minutes," Ethan interrupted gently, "than most people do in a week." Lily's breath caught. Ethan continued, voice trembling with honesty he rarely showed. "You treated her like she mattered." Lily lowered her gaze. "Everyone matters." Ethan had met thousands of people. Powerful ones. Rich ones. Clever ones. None of them had said something so simple and meant it, why it mattered so much. People usually saw Ethan as the billionaire with bodyguards, private planes, and headlines. No one saw the scared son buried underneath. But Lily did, without even trying. While others avoided the disabled woman, Lily cared for her. No pity, no disgust, just kindness. The kind a world often forgets. The kind he thought no longer existed. The diner quieted. Everyone watched Ethan now, not because he was famous, but because tears stood in his eyes. He wiped them quickly, embarrassed. "I owe you," he said softly. Lily shook her head. "You don't owe me anything." But Ethan smiled a little. "I think I do." He reached for his phone. Not to send money, not to call lawyers, but to call his driver. Because what he was about to do would change Lily's Lee. When Lily walked back into Maple Street Diner the following morning, she had no idea her life was about to turn upside down. She expected another long day. More plates, more orders, more tired feet. She did not expect the billionaire from yesterday to be sitting at a corner booth, waiting quietly with his hands folded. But there he was, Ethan Ward, the same man whose mother she had gently fed. The same man whose eyes had silently thanked her 1,000 times. He stood up the moment she stepped into the dining area. Lily froze mid-step. "I didn't expect to see you again," she whispered. Ethan nodded softly. "You deserve a proper thank you." Lily blinked. "You already thanked me." He shook his head.
No.
"Yesterday you cared for my mother, like she was your own." "That's not something I forget." Lily felt her face warm. "I was just doing what anyone would do." Ethan gently corrected her.
No.
"Not everyone would do it. Most people didn't. You did." "The envelope." He motioned to the booth. "Sit if you have a moment." She hesitated. Was this allowed? Would the manager complain? But something in Ethan's expression, the sincerity, the vulnerability, told her to sit. He slid a white envelope across the table. Lily frowned. "What's this?" "Open it," Ethan encouraged. Inside was a letter, handwritten, neat, thoughtful. She read silently. "You showed my mother dignity. You gave her what money can't buy. I want to give you something in return. Not charity, but opportunity. Ethan Ward." Beneath the letter was a business card with his signature and contact information. Lily swallowed hard. I don't understand." Ethan leaned forward, voice gentle. "I'm looking for something rare. Someone I can trust, not in business, but in care. Someone with kindness, patience, humanity." He paused. "You showed all of that without being asked." Lily clutched the envelope nervously. "I'm just a waitress," she whispered. Ethan shook his head firmly.
No.
"You're someone with a gift." The part that shocked her most. Ethan continued, hands clasped. "I want to offer you a position caring for my mother part-time. With full training, full pay, full benefits." He paused. "You'll earn more in a week than you do here in a month." Lily nearly dropped the envelope. "Sir, I don't think You can," Ethan said softly. "And I'll help you." Lily's mind raced. Her mom's medical bills, her overdue rent, her double shift tonight. Tears stung her eyes. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because you treated my mother like a human being," Ethan replied. "Not like a burden." The manager interrupts. Suddenly the diner manager rushed over, eyes wide with panic. "Mr. Ward, I didn't know you were here. Would you like a complimentary meal? Coffee? Extra napkins? Anything?" Ethan stood calmly. "No, thank you. I'm having a conversation with your employee." Lily flinched. Was she in trouble? But Ethan continued firmly. "She deserves every minute of it." The manager stiffened. "Of course. I'll give you both privacy." When he scurried away, Ethan turned back to Lily. "You're not in trouble," he reassured. "I made sure of that." Lily breathed out shakily. The memories she didn't expect. Ethan glanced toward the window, where sunlight painted soft lines across the table. "My mother wasn't always like this," he said quietly. "She raised me alone, fought for me, worked double shifts, ate leftovers so I could eat full meals. Lily stared. This was a side of billionaires nobody saw. Ethan continued, voice almost a whisper. I missed her growing old. I was too busy trying to build empires. And now I'm trying to make up for lost time. Lily looked down at her hands. I understand, she murmured. My mom's been sick for a year now. I know what it feels like to lose someone slowly, even when they're right in front of you. Ethan's eyes softened. You're stronger than you think. The offer that felt impossible. So, Ethan said, will you accept my offer? Lily bit her lip. She wasn't sure she deserved it. She wasn't sure she was special. She wasn't sure she could leave the diner. I need to think, she whispered. Ethan nodded once. Of course. Think as long as you need. The job is yours if you want it. Lily folded the letter carefully, like it was made of gold. Thank you, she said softly. Ethan smiled, small, genuine, grateful. No, he replied. Thank you. A week later, Lily tried to return to her normal life. But things weren't normal anymore. The diner felt different. Customers felt different. Her old routines felt too small for the weight of what she had been offered. One night, after a long shift, she found her mom coughing violently in the bedroom. Lily held her hand, whispered soothing words, and felt helpless as ever. By the next morning, Lily had made up her mind. She pulled Ethan's card from her apron pocket, and she called. The first day, Ethan greeted her at his penthouse lobby. Simple clothes, quiet smile, eyes full of gratitude. You came, he said warmly. Lily nodded nervously. I hope I don't disappoint you. You won't, Ethan replied. I already know that. He led her into a private room where his mother rested. When the woman saw Lily, her face lit up, like she remembered the gentle hands that had helped her eat. Lily knelt beside her wheelchair. Good morning, she whispered. Let's have a good day together. And Ethan watched. He watched the same kindness from the diner fill the room. He watched his mother respond better than she had in months. He watched Lily speak with patience and humanity, just like she always had. He watched hope return to a place that had been empty for too long. The truth behind the help. At the end of her shift, Lily stood at the doorway. Thank you for trusting me, she said softly. Ethan shook his head. No, he replied. Thank you for giving my mother something money can't buy. Lily frowned. What's that? Ethan met her eyes.
Dignity. She didn't know what to say.
So he continued. You helped my mother once. Now let me help you. Then he handed her a folder. Inside were a new employment contract, full health care for Lily's mother, a salary triple her current income, flexible hours, transportation provided, and full caregiver training. Lily covered her mouth with shaking hands. Sir, this is too much. No, Ethan said softly. It's exactly what you deserve. Tears streamed down Lily's cheeks. Not from the job, not from the benefits, not even from the money, but from the fact that someone finally saw her kindness, saw her worth, saw her heart, and decided it mattered. How a waitress changed a billionaire. Over time, Lily became more than a caregiver. She became the one person Ethan trusted to understand his mother's needs. She brought light, warmth, and patience to a home that had felt cold for years. Ethan once told her, You changed my mother's life and mine, all because you chose kindness. Lily smiled. That was all she ever wanted, to make someone's day a little easier. Now, she was changing lives without even realizing it.